Am I the bleephole for telling my wife that we're both pregnant? Watch until the end of the video to find out whether the people of the internet thinks the person is an bleephole or not. I know this sounds bad, but hear me out. I'm using a throwaway cause my wife uses Reddit, so please don't upvote this. I just want honest feedback. My wife 29F and I 27M do well financially, so we decided to have our fourth child. Every single pregnancy we've been through, my wife has been a complete nightmare. Some things I can deal with, like waking up to the sound of her puking her guts out every morning. But when she starts demanding I go to the store every day to get her snacks or set up her foot bath thingy because her feet are swollen, I get a little impatient. I work way longer hours than her in a much more physically demanding profession. I'm a plumber. She's an engineer, so I think we're putting an equal amount of effort into this baby. And it's not like I don't help around the house either. She does all the cooking and dishes, but I do laundry, take out garbage, and mow the lawn. We pay someone to do the floors and bathrooms weekly. My meal comes over to help with the kids because she says I'm useless. I've been meaning to make a just normal post about her. And while I appreciate the help, I'm sick of her crap. Just because I want 1 hour of video games to myself a day instead of cleaning up messes in the kitchen doesn't mean I'm useless. This all came to head yesterday when my wife screamed at me from the kitchen to get off my bleep and entertain our twins so she could focus on her meatloaf. I made a dumb joke about how this is the third meatloaf we'll be eating this week, and she lost her shit. She told me how I have no sympathy for the fact that she's pregnant. I should be taking on more of her chores since I can't breastfeed. But then I reminded her that I still work a lot in more hours than her, so I think we're basically both pregnant. She got really quiet and has only spoken to me regarding the kids since. I don't think I'm wrong, but I'll apologize to her if it makes her happy. AIT here. Edit: my wife does get breaks, guys. I set up the annoying foot bath thing every night while she does dishes, and then she relaxes with it while watching YouTube every night while I put the kids to bed. She also won't eat my cooking because she grew up in Southeast Asia and doesn't like American food. It's not my fault she's picky. Edit 2, it's a Korean barbecue meatloaf she makes, since some people pointed out meatloaf is typically American. Anyway, my wife found this post and now she wants us to do couples counseling. Thanks for the feedback, guys. You're the bleephole. You want to play video games instead of watch the kids. You're irritated by what your wife is making dinner. You think that things like waking up in the middle of the night because she's puking are analogous to waking up in the night to puke. You're a huge major bleephole. Now, your wife needs to handle some things better, but this is a stupid way and stupid plan to think this will fix it. She's creating a living creature inside of her, and let me bleep you, that shit is way harder than whatever you have to do. My god, man. Why on earth did he want a fourth child when he demands an hour of video games every single day? Also, I think we're putting equal work into this baby. Oh really? You're helping to grow it inside of you too? I wonder if the calcium is also leaching out his bones. You don't understand, he has to go to the store. Give that guy some credit. He also has to eat meatloaf and put water in her foot bath. That's not all, he's also wiping down the kitchen counters and taking out the trash. You're the bleephole for this. Oh wow, a hero. Your wife must be so grateful that you deal with this. You're truly brave. Also, you're not pregnant, your wife is. You have no idea what it's like, and by the looks of it, you don't even care. Couldn't agree more. Oh, you literally have no idea what it is like creating a child. Do you understand what it does to your mind, body and spirit? Right now your wife has a ton of hormones pumping through her body, is dealing with a type of sickness she cannot take medication to treat. Has to take care of herself, her children and her husband. Is getting terrible sleep, little alone time, if any. You have the nerve to be upset with her for asking you to do your job and watch your own children so she can make you all dinner. What the heck is wrong with you? You both are not pregnant. She is pregnant. Whatever you're feeling, trust me, it's way, way worse for her. Perhaps you'd enjoy having your body stretched and manipulated in a way where it's impossible to get back to normal, having your feet swell so much it hurts to walk or stand. Being unable to eat BC, you feel so sick, and yet knowing you have to try to eat BC, you're pregnant. Forcing yourself to eat only to throw it up. Having to deal with normal responsibilities on top of being unable to focus due to lack of sleep, energy, strength. Have no sleep. Take care of a grown adult who demands time even though you are unable to do the same. SMH. Shame on you. Be a good husband and father. That means helping, pulling your weight, and making sure your very pregnant partner doesn't feel like jumping off a cliff. Exactly this, you're a bag of bleep holes. And while I hope you realize what people are telling you and learn to be less of an bleep hole and a better husband and father, seems like you're just going to ask for forgiveness because otherwise your wife won't talk to you. Anyone else also noticed that she is an engineer and he is a plumber. Nothing wrong with being a plumber at all. It's a respectable job, but she is most likely the breadwinner. Just because her job isn't physically demanding doesn't mean that it's easier. If he is the breadwinner and has longer hours, it doesn't mean he gets to suddenly slack off at home. It's kind of a basic quality to hold a job. Doesn't make him special. I'm stunned she's cooking and doing dishes every night. If this were my wife during her most recent pregnancy, we probably would have starved just eating dinner had her throwing up often enough, let alone cooking it. Standing for half an hour or an hour to cook dinner was a total non-option as well. His meal sounds like she's dead right, he's useless. I enjoy a bit of PlayStation, but with 3 kids it's limited to the narrow window when I can get them all to sleep at the same time. And even then it's only if the house is reasonably squared away too. That's just parenthood. Can't believe it's taken an old maid 4 pregnancies and he still hasn't figured this out. And this guy only takes out the trash, does laundry weekly, if that, the lawn, which happens once a month at best. Meanwhile his wife is in charge of cooking all meals as well as dishes. What a treat he is. I'm having a hard time believing this is real. You're the bleep hole. Geez, you're the bleep hole. Cooking and dishes are daily tasks. Mowing and taking out the garbage are much more infrequent tasks. I'll give minor props for laundry. So now that we've established she does more at home than you do, how about you drop the whole "I work more hours than she does" bit? You don't like having meatloaf for the 3rd time that week. Then get up and make something different. And she was cooking and tending to twins. Have you ever been pregnant while also having 3 kids already? I only have 2 kids, but the second time around was much harder than the first. You're tired more, things hurt more and much earlier too. I can't even imagine how tired I would be with 3 kids and another on the way. I also missed the part where you're physically carrying the child. I don't think you can be pregnant unless you are growing a kid in your uterus. Also, he talks about working more hours, but since she's an engineer, she is most likely making more money. I'm not saying that money should be relevant in determining household chores, but Op is acting like his job contributes more to the household than hers does. Which is likely just not true and contributes to his behavior. Op chose to be a plumber and accepted that there were long hours. That doesn't mean he's contributing more than her because he works more. Not only is OP's wife the breadwinner, but she seems to also take the lion's share of the housework. What exactly is Op contributing again? This is exactly like how my parents are. My mom is the breadwinner, did all the cooking, cleaning, and raised me and my siblings. I don't talk to my father anymore. Because he sucks. Op, you want your kids to respect you. You're the bleephole. Does your wife get an hour a day to play video games? Managing children is tiresome and not a relaxation time. Why is she managing the children and cooking at the same time? When someone else cooks for you, you say thank you and that's it. Also a congrats on not being annoyed by the sound of her puking her guts out. That was sarcastic. This is what got me, like from the times the kids' eyes open to the time they shut at night is full-on parenting time. Not video game time. If he wants to play he needs to wait until after bedtime. If he wanted to have a free hour of the day in the middle of the day he shouldn't have had kids. You're the bleephole. You're not pregnant. Not even close. Also upvoted because you don't get to tell people how to respond to your post. Same lol. I hope the wife sees it. I know, right? And I hope she reads all these comments backing her up. You're the bleephole. Other than the fact that she cooks and cleans daily while taking care of your kids and you sit back and complain, but you take out the trash and do the laundry. OFC. What a hero. You also clearly posted this because you wanted pity and not an honest answer. And it's very obvious by how you're not responding at all and instead downvoting everyone that calls you out for the sad excuse of a man that you are. You and your wife is clearly taking care of 4 children while pregnant. Good luck to her. I hope she does see this and make your life hell. You're the bleephole. Dealing with 3 young children 24/7 is a full-time job, let alone housekeeping. She already has a full-time job as an engineer. Are you really so checked out of fatherhood that you don't notice what needs doing from moment to moment with the kids? Get off your duff and mind your own children so they don't get burned or bloody in the kitchen. Her job is the 24th of July 365. Ask yourself when she gets an hour each day to rest and recuperate. And are you kidding me? Taking out the trash comes every few days, mowing the lawn, etc. even fewer. You are not acting like a team player, but one of the biggest slackers I've ever heard of. You're the bleephole. You aren't putting equal effort into the pregnancy. She is literally physically pregnant. You are literally not. She is puking her guts up. You are not. I know it sucks to listen to someone throw up, but it's still not as bad as actually throwing up. Her ankles are swollen. Yours are not. Her boobs hurt. Yours do not. Her center of gravity is somewhere else right now. Yours is right where it's always been. Nothing else really matters as far as your division of labor on this specific question. Maybe it's fair, maybe it's not. Maybe you both suck in general, or maybe you're just both under a shitload of stress cause you've got too hard jobs and 3 soon-to-be 4 kids and a house to keep after. Life is hard right now. She may be pregnant and unreasonable. She may be pregnant and short-tempered. But her unreasonableness or short-temperedness doesn't make you pregnant and never will. Let her have being pregnant. You're the bleephole. Let me get this straight, you were playing video games while your pregnant wife prepared a homemade meal. Your young children were making her job harder, but you had your video game, so fuck her because you're pregnant too. So she lost it on your selfish bleep and you complained about the homemade meal she was making. You're totally the bleep hole. You need to rebleep us who you are in the marriage and whether you're contributing in any kind of meaningful way. Your wife is pregnant, sick, which you have the absolute balls to complain about working full-time and caring for 3 young children. Must be so exhausting laying in bed listening to her barf all morning. Must be difficult to have your video games disrupted by your kids who want attention while your wife makes a homemade dinner. My God.